Hello, welcome back. Nigel's on the Run channel, and what's this? Is this video? This is video 27, I think. I always forget to look. So where are we? You can probably see just there, the engine stand is empty. The trolley doesn't have an engine on it anymore, and that's because the engine and gearbox are back in the car. So it's all gone very, very well. And the biggest problem I've had, you're going to laugh at this, the biggest problem I've had is fitting the rubber gaiter around the gear stick. Yep. All that, putting the engine back together, putting it all back in, connecting up everything, connecting up the steering rack, getting the prop shaft joined up to the gearbox, all the mountings all done, everything's in. The biggest problem I've had is fitting the rubber gaiter. Now, if you've got one of these, a Series 2 or later, they've got the same centre console with the big rubber gaiter. I can't remember what the Series 1's got. I think it's just a simple rubber gaiter. But in that rubber gaiter at the bottom, there is a metal ring which sort of keeps the gaiter out. So what I've done, I've put the centre console back in, put the gear stick back in with that little funny clip thing up underneath. Just pull that in with a cable tie, push it up into the bottom of the gear stick, and then break the cable tie off. So that's fairly simple. So then you come to put the gaiter down into the hole, and it wasn't until I was chatting to my friend last night that it suddenly dawned on me. I said I spent longer getting a gaiter than I did getting that gaiter in than I did putting the engine back together. And now, because I've bent the frame that's inside it, every time I put it in gear, the rubber gaiter pops out. So it's just bloody stupid. And then it suddenly dawned on me last night, when you take it apart, you push the gaiter down through the centre console, therefore you don't damage the metal bracket. So surely it would make sense to fit the gear stick first, yeah, and then put the tunnel down over it and pull the gaiter up through the tunnel. So that's what I'm going to do now. The transmission, I don't mean the body shell tunnel, I mean the centre console thing. So that's what I'm going to do now. So bear that in mind if you're ever doing one. Put the gear stick in first and then put the console down over the top of it, and you won't bend that metal bracket, and then it won't keep coming out. I also scared myself to death because it won't go in first gear, but of course it's not running yet, so if it's not turning, it probably won't go in first gear. So it won't get some gears. But there we go. Hope it's going to be okay. I think it'll be okay. I mean, I don't think you can put the gearbox back together wrong. Why did I say that? Why did I say that? I'll see you in part 28 where we're taking the gearbox out to rebuild it. I hope and pray we don't have to do that, but we shall see. So yeah, gearbox is all filled up with oil, engine's all filled up with oil. I haven't done the electrical connections yet, and I haven't put the radiator back in, but I just thought I'd make a video. Today's Tuesday, the day after the bank holiday. I just thought I'd put a video in just to show you where we are now. And also, Gabrielle has kindly sent me a couple of more video clips from the Lati rally in Finland, the historic rally. So we've got a couple of minutes of Paolo Diana in Gabrielle's brand new car, which is the one you saw at Sweet Lamb, the white one. And then we've got Adrian in his beautiful right-hand drive 131 Abarth in Alitalia colours. We've got a couple of minutes of that as well. And if you keep watching, I can't remember the time point, but there is a point in when the camera comes behind Adrian, and on the right hand side in the bushes there's a bloke that's going way like that. He goes past, and I swear blind he's stark naked. I don't know if that's a common thing in Finland or what, but I swear blind the guy is stark naked. Have a look, see what you think. Right, I'll see you. Oh, and by the way, the sponsor of the guy that made the video, you'll see it down in the right hand corner. Sorry, it's that side, isn't it? It's the right hand corner of the video. I've also credited him in the description below. He's got a fantastic Facebook channel, so go and have a look at that. He's got a lot of motorsport videos on there, and it's really interesting. And there's also, he's done some other Lati video stuff, which isn't just Fiats. So there you go. All right, so have a look at those, see what you think. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you the engine, what it all looks like, what we've got to do to connect it all up, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so there you go. You can see there's an empty trolley, there's an empty engine stand, and there's an engine in the car. So there we go, we're all in. So all the mounts are done. I've got to put that the main battery cable in. I've got the earth attached to the engine down in there. You can see the alternator's connected up. Haven't done any water hoses yet. Got to get down into here and do the starter motor. I remember that being a lot easier, but of course I took the head off, didn't I? I wasn't intending to take the engine out, so I have to get down in there and connect the starter up. But it might be easier from underneath, actually. We shall see. But you can see that cable there on the floor. That's got to come right across the cross member into that little clip that you can see there. There's a clip on the front of the cross member, well, there's two of them actually, and that cable's got to come up through onto the starter motor. We've got the fuel lines here to do. We've got the clutch and the speedometer all reconnected. We've got the coil to do here. So yeah, it's all good. Obviously don't have any plugs in it yet, because when I first did the initial startup, I wanted to turn over fast to get the oil up through before I put the plugs in. And obviously then there's no risk of it firing either if I've got no plugs. So there we are. I was tempted to rip all this sound deadening out, but I'll leave it in there for historic reasons for now. So there we go. If I do have a problem with the gearbox, I'm kind of going to think I'll just drive it around without using first gear, and then sort it out next time I take it out, because I'm not going through any more work. It means buying another gasket set and everything. I could just use gasket sealer, but I'd rather use the gaskets as Fiat designed it. So there we are, and on the inside, go on to the interior, you should be able to see in here. There we go, there's the centre console. And just to show you, in case you haven't got one of these or you're interested, there is the gator, and you can see in the back of there is a metal bracket. If I can get it to come up the gear stick and get it turned over, you can see in there's a metal bracket inside which keeps it pressed out into this shape here. So of course what you've got to do is put the bloody thing down over the top. It'd be easy to get this out again. Now I know what I'm doing, and also the handbrake isn't connected, so the lever will come all the way up really high to get it over. I've got to take those air vents out. It's the hardest part. But you take the ashtray out, which is an absolute doddle. You see it goes in second, lovely, when you're going for, oh, it's going in there, but it jumps back out. Look, I don't think it's going in properly, because you can hear that clunk in. You can hear there's reverse. There's second. You can hear them clunking in, but when you go to first, it doesn't sort of clunk. Well, it is kind of now. Yeah, we shall see. We'll see how it goes. As I say, I don't think you can put it together wrong, but the ashtray comes out really easily, just like that. A couple of wires to disconnect. So I think that's what I'll do, because that will really annoy me, that just rattling around that. Every time you change gear, look, you get it. The gator lifts up, so I'll get that done. So there we go. I will see you all soon for video 28, and I think the next one will probably be starting it up, because the parts haven't arrived for the axle yet, and I can't get the front suspension in, so I might just get on and start the engine. Look at that bloody window guide in, that door's quite rusty, isn't it? Anyway, so I'll see you all soon. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.
On siis sanmarinalaiskuljettaja, tämä showmies, ajaa täällä puoliksi aikaa, puoliksi showta. Eli saa nähdä minkälaista aikaa tuolta ensimmäistä erikoiskuljetelta tulee. 2-vuotias brittikuljettaja ja sanovat, että erikoiskokeet on haastavia. Ja sitten mennään